There's some earth-shattering new evidence about Bigfoot.
My name is Evan from Winter Park, Florida. Let's talk about that.
Good Mythical Morning!
This episode is brought to you by Smule, makers of amazing musical applications for your iPad, iPhone, and Android device.
Including Magic Piano, now officially available on the Android device. You can play your favorite songs. You can also turn your Android device into a piano.
Thanks for joining us today. Today is going to be special. Today we're going to talk about mysterious things related to Bigfoot.
Uh-oh.
Huffington Post purported new evidence about Bigfoot. So I'm all over that. You know, I like to read lots of things about Bigfoot.
Yeah, see you doing that all the time.
It's just such a trendy thing. This article was about a recent convention. There's lots of Bigfoot conventions. People get together and talk about Bigfoot.
Yeah, Sasquatch.
But the largest one in the world is in Ohio.
Of course.
Just south of Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And so this article was about that. I hate to burst your bubble. The big evidence that comes up is that there's no new evidence for Bigfoot.
Really?
Yeah. The thing about this article, the whole thing about all these people who get together and talk about Bigfoot is that they don't talk, none of them, the hundreds of people who get together at this conference, the one thing they don't talk about is, does Bigfoot exist?
Well, that's not up for debate.
Yeah, it's almost like a pseudo-religious conference where it's just the assumption that, okay, Bigfoot does exist, so we're going to spend hours and lunches and breakout sessions talking about everything but does Bigfoot exist. Since he does exist, let's talk about things like, when we find him, should we kill him? Well, I say him, but they think there's a lot of them.
Well, because they got to reproduce. Yeah.
But should they, should you kill or should you capture the Bigfoot?
Or make it a pet or an assistant of some kind. Replace Jason.
And a lot of them say that's an insult. I don't agree with that.
Thank you.
A lot of them say, well, we should kill one, and just for scientific purposes.
Then they turn on you.
But it's not even to prove that after you kill it, it turns on you.
The other ones turn on you. The population.
They don't travel in packs.
But they don't actually exist, so why are we talking about this? Which brings me to the next point. Now, I'm sorry if you're one of the people who thinks that Bigfoot exists. Please continue to watch Good Mythical Morning, but Bigfoot doesn't exist.
We have good reason to believe he doesn't. We don't have good reason to believe that he doesn't.
Okay, I don't want to get in. We're not going to get into that. But what we are going to get into is the fact that if you haven't been under a rock in the past couple of years, you have seen that.
You're talking about the country,
especially on television, they're making shows. I know that there's at least one show, that Finding Bigfoot show, which got more than one season, where there's these dudes, the Sasquatch hunters, who go out and they're trying to find the Sasquatch, and they do the exact same thing every single episode. They put on the headlamps, they go into the woods, and they go, oh!
Hit it, maestro.
And it's called Finding Bigfoot, right?
I think so. Yes,
but they don't find Bigfoot.
No, they
obviously
haven't found him. They're in the process of finding.
And they make those noises?
I don't know. I can't do Sasquatch noises because I never met one and learned it from it.
But they do it gutturally. They don't do it with like an instrument, like a turkey call.
It's not a machine. It's a sound they make.
A turkey call is like scratching something on another something, and it goes.
They don't do that. It's not like a turkey call. And there's also
it's guttural.
Monster Quest, which is a show that's been on for a while. I don't know if it's still on, but we watch it on Netflix. And the reason I'm watching these shows is because I have an 8-year-old son and a 3-year-old son, and both of them are really into this. And so they love the idea of thinking about the possibility of Bigfoot, because it's every little kid's dream that there's this mythical beast out there that actually does exist, and that they can somehow, find it, be a cryptozoologist and find it one day.
You don't love the idea of there being a Bigfoot?
I love the idea. But that really, what my point is that I'm sitting there watching these shows with an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old boy who don't stop to do any critical thinking about whether or not he exists either, because they're like, there's a TV show about this, what it must be. I'm helping Locke learn critical thinking skills. For instance, we were watching Monster Quest the other day, and there's a small town somewhere near Ohio or I can't remember where it is, West Virginia or
Ohio's
something. Got some issues. Somewhere up there in that part of Appalachia. And they the whole town over the years has seen Bigfoot, and they've all got these sightings. And so they brought a lie detector dude in there, a guy that gave them all a lie detector test. And I told Locke,
which he goes by lie detector dude.
That's what they call him
in the yellow pages.
And I told Locke, I was like, now Locke, I want to tell you that we're going to exercise some critical thinking here. Here's what's going to happen. Every single one of these people is going to be proven to be telling the truth. They're not going to be making this up. But I still want you to understand that they're still wrong. What I mean is that somebody can be totally convinced that they have seen Bigfoot, believe it. We've talked about this. We talked about memories last week and how people recreate their own memories. But people can lie to themselves and believe all kinds of things. It doesn't mean that they're dishonest. It just means that they're deluded. And so I'm helping him kind of understand that, like, they're going to pass the lie detector test, and sure enough, they all passed. They're all being truthful. They've seen something. It wasn't Bigfoot. They've seen something. I'm trying to help him understand that just because they've... Anyway, but what I find myself doing, even when I'm watching this Finding Bigfoot thing, is it's the same thing every single episode. It's these guys going out in the woods. That's not... I can't do the sound. It's not a turkey either. I know they're not going to find it, but as they think they've heard something and they go up to a tree and there's like a branch broken off like 8 feet and they're like, see, only a Sasquatch could do that. A deer couldn't get up this high and break that branch off. Obviously, it was a Sasquatch.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, but it must exist then. And so they kind of go around. I know they're not going to find him, but my heart races a little bit when they think they've heard something. And I keep watching the show and I'm committed to it. And then I've done it with multiple episodes. And what I have kind of discovered about myself, and I think this is true of all humans, is that
you'd like to think it was.
We love this sense of adventure, even if we know that the result is going, we know the result. I know they're not going to find Bigfoot, but I'm willing to hang on and continue watching. And the same is true of like every movie that's been your favorite movie ever, right? Any Disney movie that you watched as a kid, there was this conflict, there was this adventure, even though you know at the end the girl was going to get away from her evil stepmother and whatever. You knew what the outcome was going to be, but you were committed and you were a part of it.
Well, that's called suspending your disbelief. And I'm really good at that. Like, I love to watch a movie and just saying, okay, I'm not going to analyze this as a movie. I'm going to immerse myself in the moment of the movie. I've paid the money. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to analyze it. I try to become a part of it, not a critic of it.
Do you like go up to the screen and touch things?
And I take this posture, but I stay in my seat. That helps me get to be a part of it.
I don't remember you doing
I
that.
suspend my disbelief. And so by the end, you know, when there's the twist or the reveal or the thing that you're supposed to know was going to happen if you really thought about it, I get the sensation of surprise or satisfaction because I'm able to flip that switch off. I think that's part of entertainment. I don't think you shouldn't have to do that in order to be entertained.
Oh, and I think it's a good thing.
So, but all these people at the convention or these people who are trying to find Bigfoot, maybe they're just doing that. Don't poo-poo the...
I'm not... Listen, they can continue to search for Bigfoot because there's a thrill just in the search. Even though they're never going to find him, it's always going to be a thrill. I mean, I have a thrill just watching them search for something that doesn't exist. So my point is that it's an integral part of humanity to kind of have perceived conflict, especially for people living in the first world where we're not experiencing a lot of real conflict, like we're not fighting for our lives on a daily basis. We kind of have to introduce things like the search for Bigfoot in order to feel alive, you know, because we're disconnected from our hunter-gatherer heritage. I'm getting really theoretical here. But my point is, here's the application. Me and you, we make internet videos for a living, right? Yeah. Not a lot of suspense in that. We don't look for Bigfoot. I don't want to start looking for Bigfoot. We need to do something, maybe on a weekly basis, where we introduce some suspenseful thing into our situation here. Maybe every day I come in, it's my turn. I've got something, I'm going to tell it to you. You're going to buy into it. You're going to believe it. Jason's going to believe it. We're all going to believe it. And then the whole rest of that day, we're trying to get through it and knowing that we're going to be okay. Like I might come in and I might say...
Well, hold on. So you're suggesting that we play pretend.
Yes. We need to play pretend.
On a daily basis.
Every day. You got any ideas?
Well, I was still trying to figure out if I was in or not.
Well, let's.
Oh, I'm in. Okay. So you want me to come through the door and be like, Rhett, the steam pump of entertainment has exploded. We've got to go down below the deck and see if we can repair it before we sink to the depths. Help me! This is important.
But we need to be able to like repair it like through like the keyboard or something because we can't actually go into the ground. You're like, you need to get on your computer and type some stuff and solve the
A
problem.
limit to my pretendedness. I could bust in the door and be like, hey, there's something in my eye. Hey,
No,
good
it's not
gosh,
good. No.
do you see it?
No, it needs to be something like, I come in and I'm like, Link, I swallowed a bomb. Can you hear it? And you act like you hear it. Tick, tick.
I do hear it.
And I'm like, it's gonna go off at 3:30.
This is supposed to help us?
Yeah. It's
Help
gonna
us what?
help us live.
Waste time?
No, help us feel alive.
Help us feel alive.
We don't have to constantly do it. I'll come in at the beginning. I'll be like, I swallowed a bomb.
This is why people start doing drugs.
You'll hear it. You'll hear the bomb, and I'll be like,
Okay,
listen,
I hear the bomb.
we gotta dismember. We have to. What do you call it? How do you get?
Dismember you?
How do
I'm
you
gonna rip your arm off in pretend world.
You have to like touch my fingers in the right sequence in order to get the bomb to disengage. Something like that. And I'll just tell you that you did it right. So do it.
Okay.
That's enough. And I would like tell you that you're wrong at like 11:30, and then you try again at like 1, and then at 3:30,
And there should be
3:29, I'd be like, it's gonna go off in 1 minute, and then
There's
you're
a
gonna
timer right here, right?
yeah, and then you do it one more time. That's good. I quit ticking. See?
Yes!
Every day.
I feel basically the same level of aliveness I did a few minutes ago, but I feel kind of like a kindergartner.
Well, that's a good thing. Let's end this episode before you play my fingers anymore. I like the song though.
Let's just play each other's fingers whenever we need to feel alive. Play my fingers. Time to feel alive.
Play the old finger piano. Spin again.
Good gosh.
We need suggestions from you guys. You mythical bees, please give us suggestions on how you'd like us to end the episode. Leave a comment.
Be creative.
Put it on the board.
Rhett gives motivational speech to Link's Adam's apple.
Could you put it in profile so everybody can see how huge it is?
Ooh.
Don't make any noise though. I just want to talk to it. Mr. Apple, come down where I can see you. Lower. Yeah. You are so impressive. There is absolutely no question that the person that you are attached to is a male. Or maybe a female who has been taking some really strong hormones. And you should feel good about that because not every man, I mean, I don't. Look, I don't have, mine's kind of hidden in there. And the fact that you're so prominent and you're so recognizable is something that you should take pride in. Now go up a little bit where I can see you. Up. And down. You should just feel great about that.
I was struck by lightning last night.
My sister is annoying.
I have a math exam tomorrow.
My dog is attacking me.